Hi there, I'm Dr. Amy, and today on Harmonizing Your Horse's Health, we're going to talk a little bit about treating the older horse and some of the miracles or near miracles that some of these treatments and products can do for your old, not ready to die, not ready to retire, older horses. We have with us today Murray, and Murray is a 32-year-old thoroughbred. He has about 3 teeth left in his head, and his owners feed him to make sure that he gets plenty of calories, plenty of fiber. He still can chew his hay a little bit, those sorts of things. But they were ready to retire him. He's a lesson horse. He carries a lot of young riders around the ring and over very, very small jumps. But last year, they were ready to retire him because he was moving much more slowly. He was having difficulty changing leads in his canter. He was really having a tough time. With a little bit of dental work and some acupuncture, some chiropractic work, and the help of some Cetal M products, he has gone back to a full schedule. As a matter of fact, today, we're here in Texas. It's a little bit chilly, and they're getting ready for their Christmas parade. And Murray is going to be one of the stars of that Christmas parade. So before the parade, we're doing a little bit of acupuncture to help warm up his chi, warm his system up, get him going a little bit. And you can see that we've placed some acupuncture needles in some areas that are going to help him with motor function and moving. So when he goes to that parade, he will feel pretty good about walking out in the cold, sad look in his face. He looks forward to his job. And that definitely helps to keep him feeling younger, looking younger. Granted, he's never going to be a 2-year-old again. But he has definitely got a place in the life of this lesson barn where he can be a productive member. That, I think, is really important for these older animals. One of the things that we don't take into account for a lot of these older animals, as they lose muscle mass, as they lose the ability to do their jobs, retiring a horse oftentimes is similar to retiring a human. If they've had a job their whole life, and now we ask them to go do nothing, stand in a stall, stand in a pasture, where they are no longer part of the normal day-to-day routine, their life changes, much like people who suddenly lose their need to be needed. They don't know what to do. And oftentimes those animals, we will see them begin to deteriorate much more rapidly than if they were kept in motion and kept in their job. Part of that is because motion actually helps to decrease pain. It helps to decrease pain in the joints. We'll find that they will have much more flexibility, much more ability to move. We can see that Murray, who in the past has had an awful lot of trouble with movement in his front end and his back end, is now moving much more freely. For him to change canter leads has become much easier. A big part of that has come from the fact that now he's gone back to routine care. Dr. O, can you think of any other things that we've done with Murray that have made his retirement such a success?
Well, the biggest thing is just to keep him active, keep the chiropractic care, work on this area of his back right in here that is obviously, you know, he has some muscle atrophy surrounding his lumbar spinous process.
Well, and actually a lot of that was caused by some dental problems.
Up front, so we cleaned got his teeth floated, his 1 tooth.
His 3 teeth.
And, you know, got those done. Make sure his feed is good. We switched him from a high carbohydrate feed to a feed that's high protein,
yes,
high fat, on all the hay he wants. And then we just, you know, let him, Murray rides almost 5 times a week. So, and then keeping him stretched out and, you know, keeping him adjusted and his acupuncture treatments.
That was the other thing that we need to be sure of with these older horses is that they are getting enough protein. A lot of the senior feeds out there, you have to read the label very carefully. Most of the products that are being used to manufacture senior level feeds are carbohydrate. And these older horses need all the protein, the appropriate proteins they can get to build the muscle or to maintain what muscle they have left. So if you're not getting them adjusted on a routine basis, that muscle is going to deteriorate. And as it does, those high carbohydrate diets are not going to help to maintain that muscle. We need to make sure that they've got enough protein in their diet and enough appropriate fat so that their muscles can work. And so that the nervous system that makes those muscles work is intact. That's where our fatty acids come into play. The outer wall of every cell in Murray's body, it has a double lipid layer, a fatty layer. And so those cells have to have the right fats so they can communicate with one another. That includes the cells of the nervous system. So when those cells can communicate through that appropriate fatty layer, these horses will maintain their usefulness a lot longer. They'll be more stable, so they'll be more safe. And because they have some experience and some age, they then can be the appropriate horse for young riders to learn on. They've got a lot to teach us. And so long as we're allowing those cell walls to talk to each other, they can continue to do that. Oftentimes we will see these older horses start to deteriorate because we're feeding them a lot of trans fatty acids, which are not appropriate for cell wall function. I make this sign because cells really are a ball, and the whole ball is made out of a fatty layer. So as you watch those small things, chiropractic, acupuncture, proper food, and some help from products like C2LM, we can see that we can take a retirement horse and make him functional and useful.